1984, it was just like orchestra on a bicycle bell. Everybody around me was an inspiration. I kind of fell in love with Beijing.
As you can see from the sculpture, that's what he thought was the most important thing, was the individual lives of people.
These artists, they're also focusing on a continuity. If you think of what endures, often it's these small objects, and of course, large architectural monuments.
When you hold a 7th century scroll and it talks to you like it was made yesterday, it's just pretty rooted.
Very often it's inspiration from the Han Dynasty figures, or figures that he came to know very well when he worked in museums. There are stories about him where he would just hold these pieces in his hand. They became a part of him. And he was very much absorbed in his own culture.
In China, I have a life. I couldn't just be there every day photographing if I didn't also have something to do. Meals with friends, see a museum exhibition with another artist. That's pretty transformative. A friend of mine introduced me to this neighbor who let me come up on the roof. If I hadn't been living in a hutan, I wouldn't have had that opportunity.
He lived in that environment for a long time. But then there's that building, which is the kind of building that Liu Shiming moved into. In front of the building, he has all people of all ages. They bring their own culture into that environment.
Sometimes I take an hour or 2 hours to make a picture. Because you're under the focusing cloth and you spend a lot of time looking, I always remember every picture.
Your images about the frame that transformation, I think, are very touching and really speak to the enormity of the experience.
Liu Shiming did a lot of sketching, made many iterations of the same image over a course of many years. They're always very spontaneous.
Going to these villages as an urbanite, he would be, I think, viewed as much of an outsider, almost, as you would in some ways. So how he integrated himself into that social community, a real tribute to his ability to be empathetic.